Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. We are here again with another video regarding the Barcelona's match over the weekend as well as Manchester United match. So let's get back to the review. Okay, so starting off with the Barcelona's match, Barcelona won 1-0 over the weekend with Celta Vigo, which I thought was generally going to be a easy game for us in the starting. But once it was finished, I think taking 3 points away from this game was a huge relief. To start off with, we started off with three left backs. Okay, three left backs in a starting lineup. I was surprised
Okay.
ki what is happening. And when we saw Balde playing at the right back position, we saw Alonso playing at left centre back, and of course Alba playing at the natural position. To start off in the first half, we were 1-0 down, could have a second goal in, but Celta Vigo was, they were attacking a lot. Not only on counters, they were even pressing. And Saurabh, if you know, Diego Aspas has been denied a Spain call up, and he was very, and he
Okay.
had a point to prove. You could see while the runs he was making, he was eager to get his name on the score sheet and make a name for the Spain World Cup call. But moving on, a lot happened in terms of Pedri was magical as we always expect from him. Pedri beach में आके play में he was making the midfielders run, and for a lot of time uh, Barcelona was dominating. Pedri was dominating the midfield. Celta Vigo's midfielder didn't have an answer to Gavi and Pedri playing in hand. But Pedri obviously scored one goal with a simple tap in, but he had a lot to do while the build-up was there. And
Hmm.
going forward, when Gavi, he was unstoppable. He was fighting at the left back position, creating a counter attack. He started the counter attack, and to the surprise, he was at the end of the counter attack as well to finish. Unfortunately, he didn't finish the goal, but it was he was playing very very with high energy, and though Pedri scored the goal, but Gavi was given as the man of the match, and because a high work rate, he was very energetic. And
Yes.
when we go ahead, looking at the second half, the story completely changed.
Okay.
Barca looked, they were not able to find Lewandowski. Sorry, Xavi
Hmm.
mentioned at the conference that we need to find Lewandowski more. And for the first time in his Barcelona career, although it's been 7, 8, 10 matches, but
Hmm.
there was a frustration, shown by Lewandowski that he was not receiving footballs. Rafinha started instead of Dembele. That was, I
Okay.
think, you cannot say a surprise, but we thought. And Rafinha started in his natural position. Even he got a very good shot on target, which was stopped by the keeper. But he was promising. But then again, just couldn't find Lewandowski more. Maybe Barca are getting a little predictable in the term we wanted to play. But
Okay.
more or less, Lewandowski showed the signs of frustration, which was
Hmm.
because with a big month coming up, and to be honest, sort of Celta Vigo was something which we thought we would have easily in those 3 points in the bag. We have
Okay.
Inter Milan coming up next week. El Clasico is later. Bayern is there, so it
Hmm.
seemed like a very heavy packed game. And these 3 points we thought, but all credits to Celta Vigo. But
Yeah.
one credit which we would like to give is obviously to TerStegen. TerStegen, in the way he played, he was
Yeah.
absolutely amazing. He stopped, I mean, almost 19 shots. Or during the whole season, he has stopped 19 shots out of the 20 which he has conceded and received on target. So that's a
Okay.
very excellent record to go with him.
So
And
he's in good. Hmm.
he's definitely in good form with the
Hmm.
Germany also in the World Cup. Although
Yeah.
Neuer has recovered now, but good time for Germany as well. And thus taken, it's always good to see a goalkeeper in form. But
Hmm.
when your goalkeeper, when you know that your goalkeeper saved you the match, it's always you feel sad for the team, right?
Yeah.
So that was the situation over here. All right,
Hmm.
and it's very high
As a
time of
Man
Xavi.
United, as a Man United fan, I can totally relate with De Gea being a player of the season for 2 3 years. But
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
sure.
I know,
Hmm.
I know. So that's been the the story of the game, and
Yeah.
we will come back again for a Inter Milan prequel or match review. All
Hmm.
right, but for now, I think Xavi has to he has to go back to the drawing board, because certainly this experiment which he tried doing right now isn't
Hmm.
quite working. And even though, as we discussed in the last video, also Barca having a good squad depth,
Hmm.
just we are just not able to make the most out of it, and that's very very worrying sign. All right, so without wasting any time, let's get back to Manchester United's 3-1 win, I believe, right?
2-1 should have been 3-1,
Two.
but
Okay.
it was 2-1 because I
All
think
right.
we were robbed by VAR. So, uh, anyways,
Yeah.
it was actually one of the better games to see. I know the scoreline doesn't seem exciting, but
Mhm.
I think this was the closest game in which we could actually see what Ten Hag wanted to implement.
Okay.
In the starting, we dominated much of the first half, but
Mhm.
I think Alex Iwobi and his goal was absolutely class. I think he has been in form for Everton of late and is one of the reasons why Everton had been performing well before this. And
Okay.
that was a setback, but what was good to see was the mature performance from United after that. It was,
Okay.
the United of past 1 or 2 seasons would have probably crumbled under the pressure, away from home. And, Everton is a difficult place with their fans being vocal supporters of the team. So the way we controlled the game after Iwobi's stunner was something which was very
Mhm.
good to see. It shows that when you add players like
You have a
Casemiro,
lot of character, yeah.
Ronaldo,
Yeah.
so they have that experience. So we didn't seem so flustered.
Okay.
And one thing was good to see was there was a beautiful transition from midfield to our attack, which was missing. So I think that was there. That enabled our forwards to play much better. And
Okay.
coming to our forwards, I think this guy definitely needs a mention because I had my apprehensions. 100 million for somebody who scored only 8 or 9 goals in the Dutch
Mhm.
league. So, but Anthony has scored for the third consecutive game this time around.
Okay.
And do you know whose record he's broken?
Ronaldo's.
No,
No.
not Ronaldo's. Ibra's. Ibra held the
Okay.
previous record of scoring in two
Okay.
consecutive games, in his first 2 games rather.
Acha,
uh,
okay, okay. Okay.
introduced to the Premier League.
Oh,
So uh, I think Anthony is now the current holder because he has scored
for
in
United are we talking about, right? For United or for the Premier League?
For
For United,
United
okay.
for sure. And he had a good game. Not only did he score, but he helped us retain possession. I think
Mm-hmm.
that was one of the very important things for this game. He was lively. He showed his Brazilian flair as well, and
Yeah.
he was somebody who was instrumental for us to be carrying out our attacks in an efficient manner. I think both the
And
wingers played well.
okay. And how is he like tracking back? Like Anthony, I haven't followed him much. But how is he like tracking
You
back?
know
Like, does he give
that
does he provide
that was
defensive
one
support?
of the reasons why that this was the first game we actually saw why Ten Hag was insistent that he
Okay.
really wanted him because he did track back. Probably not in the last 2 games, but this was the first time where the clearly you could see that these are the features that Ten Hag likes. He helped out Delo a lot, who was not having the greatest of his games.
Okay.
But yeah, a complete all-round performance by Anthony in this game.
Mhm.
And then the highlight of it, Ronaldo scoring his 700th club goal. So I think this was a long time coming. And as
Yeah.
we discussed in the previous game, I think the team was really trying to help him out to reach this milestone. But
Mhm.
it came in a very Ronaldo-esque fashion, a very Ronaldo finish, taking the ball from his right feet to the left feet, and then slotting it past to the keeper. And I think this should now. I think one of the biggest reasons why he had this pressure was it had been carried on for so long. I think once
Yeah.
this goes, he would hit his stride and would be back to form. At least that's what we can hope for.
There's not. So sorry, tell me, Martial and Rashford started, right? We spoke about this in the last
Yeah,
video, and I think
yeah,
they are going to be the favorites for Eric Ten Hag. So
yes.
is it now, like, are we like building up on that fact that they are the first choice strikers when we go ahead?
So one thing which I must say here is credit to Ten Hag, because what he did is he picks players on form rather
Okay.
than picking players on their stature or anything. I think
Mm-hmm.
McTominay was playing well, so he kept Casemiro out of the team. Similarly, Martial has been playing well this season, so he kept his spot. And I was a bit apprehensive whether he would be dropping Sancho and Ronaldo for this game,
Mm-hmm.
but he clearly picked the team which is in form. But Martial got injured in the 14th minute, so I
Oh.
think he's having a really bad season this time around in terms of injuries. So I think now Ronaldo will start, and hopefully now he's the one who's in form and becomes the natural selection.
Okay. So we might see Ronaldo starting games also.
Yes, in
And
another Europa League for game
oh.
midweek again. So, and then we have a very tricky game after that as well. So I think it's important that he finds his form as soon as
Mm.
possible, and it bodes well for the team as well to have these kind of players, either who can come from the bench or it can show their impact when they're starting.
Mhm. All right. I think we both had a good weekend, having both the teams getting the three
Yeah,
points, and comfortably for you. We had a bit of hiccups in the between, but I think let's focus now in the midweek panel. We'll come back again for another video and for the Champions League and the Europa League review. And
yeah,
thank you so much. Do check out our Instagram channel. We have uploaded a lot of content on it, a lot of shorts, Instagram shorts. And please, if you like the video, let us know. Follow the channel, click the bell icon, subscribe it. And thank you so much. We'll be back with another video. Thank you, Saurabh. Thank you, guys.
thank you, Karan. See you guys.